So I hope this one is better in terms of my voice and it's audible to most of you. So this is, as I discussed, the module 1 of the A and Z virtual internship. My tutorial. This is not official, by the way. Once I should tell you. So I hope you have seen the previous video regarding this, where I checked the data structures and all. And this one is, let me take it through. So pause the video and give it a read. Okay, so it asks here to load the data set here, and in the previous video we saw how we were cleaning the data and how we did some changes to it. I have made some more changes to it and I'll discuss those as well. But before that, I think we should go ahead and just see what insights we got from this data so far. So it asks what is the average transaction amount. That is pretty simple. I'll do it once again, and in case there is any confusion regarding how to do it, so let's start. Before I start, I have to mention one thing, that I have not removed the outliers. There is a reason, because there are some customer who are different, and when I have sorted the data and I have simplified, so I am left with very small amount of data after grouping. So if I remove it, I don't think the model will be worth making. So here it is. So here is the transaction amounts by month, average transaction. This is, I believe, the balance by month, by days, by gender, by the hour of the transaction, and what is this? This is by the age of the customer. This is the difference between the average amount of balance and average amount of the transactions. Here is the transaction 1 to 6 transaction types, and out of which we can clearly see that our salary is the highest of all, and this is the difference between trends of balance versus trends of salary in males and females. In terms of balance, we can clearly see that there is a significant difference between the balance of males and females. Males are higher. I don't know, this is just the data set I have downloaded. I am not discriminating basis of the gender. So we can, however, see that as we go ahead in months, this balance is increasing for both in a similar pattern, whereas the trends of salary shows that there is a very little difference in if we compare gender wise, and we can see a rise in September and a fall in October. So this is basically the trends of per customer. I know it looks it looks very messy here, so let me take you here and we shall sort. how should we solve this? Let's at random choose any customer and see what trend it shows. It says that it shows a similar trend that is okay. It automatically changes. It shows the trend that we saw here, that it increases in September and decreases in October. Let's change this to for two customers. This customer shows a different trend, that it has the highest salary that he or she received was in August, and it became nearly zero in October. So it basically shows a downward trend. Let's add one more at random. So let's just add two more at random. So these two shows different trend altogether. So we can measure the trends of different customers, and in the second part our task would be to predict the salary for each customer. So let me take you through the raw data. This is the raw data that we all had. Actually not true, because we had date, and then these four columns I have showed how I did this in the previous video, so you can refer to that video. And what changes I made further for my analysis is for simplicity, I made two more sheets, and I simply in this sheet divided the transaction types and according to the customer IDs, and here we can see which kind of transaction took place in which date and which time exactly. So I further processed it and choose a set of variables that I personally think would be useful for me. And let's have a look at it, how this data looks. Sorry? Okay. How this data looks. This is how our processed data looks like in terms of graphical representation. So coming back to what I was explaining earlier, I took the average balance, balance average, and I use the averages formula for that. I simply use VLOOKUP for the age, VLOOKUP for the gender, some ifs to know what was the total transaction in the particular type of transaction for the particular customer in the particular month. I did the same for all the 6 transaction types. So my basic objective was to find the salary, because this is our Y variable that we have to predict, that I'll be showing in the next video. However, there is shortcut to it as well, which is not recommendable by the way, but I'll still show that as well, because that shortcut will not provide any surety at all that the model is worth using. So I won't recommend, but I will still show you as to how it will be helpful and all. So please give it a thumbs up. I hope this video would be more audible, and I have tried to communicate better in